anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na n'ụtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, ise.
Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are joining from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much and remain blessed. If you are joining me from Africa, Asia, Europe, America, Australia, or any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contribution. Please, each time you watch my video, go to the comment section and put down your comments. That is where we'll live.
So, we cannot monitor the movement of 300 to 400 motorcycles in northern part of Nigeria. Then why are we employing security agents? Why are we funding them? President Muhammad Buhari has failed. Well, what we need to understand is that the terror groups operating in the northwestern part of Nigeria is not a single organization with a leader. They are diverse. We have the ISWAP, the Boko Haram, the Darul Islam, the Ansaru, and the bandits. At least there are 5 notable terror groups operating in the northern part of the area. Now, the bandits also have different leaders located in different states. You have their leaders like Bello Turji, like Manjagara, like Baleri. Now, these are leaders that map out territories for themselves between Zamfara, Katsina, Kaduna, and Niger states. So sometimes the bandits and the terror groups clash within themselves. So you can see how they occupy territories and unleash their terror activities. What has happened as of the attack on the Kaduna-Abuja train started from sometimes last October of 2021. I happened to be a passenger on the train at that time. And I raised an alarm that the train was attacked. At that time, what they did was to plant an improvised explosive device on the rail track, and the train ran over it. But luckily for us, the train did not stop. So I raised the alarm, and since then there was no action taken on the side of the government, only saying that they have restored the track. But as of taking security measures to ensure the safety of passengers, there was virtually nothing. So the threats you are seeing has evolved over the years. At a time, they only attack passengers who are flying the Abuja-Kaduna route, or the Kaduna-Birengwari route, or the Zaria-Funtua route, or the ones in Zamfara State or Kaduna State. But having seen that, many of the VIPs have decided to use the airlines. So they are only dealing with people whom they are not going to get much from them. So now they moved away, or not away completely, from attacking passengers on the road to now launching direct attacks on towns and cities. In terms of Kaduna, almost all the settlements in the outskirts of the city are constantly under direct attack by these bandits and terrorists. They also evolved to a point where they impose fines and taxes on villagers. At a certain point in Birnin-Gwari local government, villagers have to gather as much as 40 million naira to give to these terrorists for them to be able to go to their farms and plant their crops, and also they have to pay the same amount to harvest their crops. They have succeeded in impoverishing a large number of our population, apart from destroying smaller villages within the expanse of Zamfara, Kaduna, and Niger State. What they did now was also to impoverish those that remain, because constantly people kept on selling their homes, their lands, to pay ransom to these terrorists. And another unfortunate development is the fact that people living in those rural locations are more in tune with the terrorist groups, because some of them are direct beneficiaries of part of the ransom, and some of them are also doing it out of fear for their lives. So I can say in it that Nigeria is at war with terror groups and insurgents and bandits. And we must find solutions to this, because apart from our own homegrown terror groups, it appears that the terror groups are also inviting other fighters and terrorists from other parts of West Africa and South Africa to come into Nigeria. And because there is a systemic failure on the side of the government, they are becoming more audacious. They sometimes even write letters to villages to announce to them that they are coming, and they will come the same day. And ironically, they come in and operate for an hour or two before you see the intervention of security agencies. So people thought that Abuja is a well-protected city, is an oasis of peace. But with the fact that Niger, Kaduna, Nasarawa, and parts of Kogi State are unsafe, naturally there will be the contagious effect of insecurity inside Abuja. A terrorist is a terrorist. And there are two types of terrorists. A terrorist who has picked up arms to kill and kidnap because he wants to establish an Islamic state. Nothing will appease him if not an Islamic state. A terrorist who has picked up arms to fight because he wants to collect hundreds of millions of naira as ransom. Nothing will appease him other than if you give him the kind of money he will get when he picks up arms. So, I am not an advocate of acceding to terrorists' demands as long as it's obtruding. Any terrorist who wants to lay down his arms and live in a decent society and start up a small business is a different thing from a terrorist who wants to dictate to our state, our nation state. You cannot kill and kidnap people and use it in the name of Islam or any religion. It's not acceptable. They said they are fighting Islamic causes. You rape women, you kidnap children, you extort hundreds of millions of naira and ransom, you kill innocent people. What kind of religion are you professing? What kind of society do you have? Which religion? Certainly not Islam. So, acceding to the demands of terrorists, if it is about them dropping their arms and coming to live in a society is a different thing. But we cannot be giving hundreds of millions of naira to terrorists for them to go and purchase arms and continue to fight our country. What we need in this country is a leader that will truly be a commander in chief and commander in action and commander in that is 247. That is the kind of commander we need. If you have security reports that bandits or terrorists are about to attack, an agency of government that has such security report, it is expected that they have an interagency meeting they do. Why don't they take action over it? It's as if our agencies are virtually unserious because we have a president who is simply thinking that he has given them money and that is all. How do you imagine? Yes, Koje prison was attacked. They were also attempting to attack law school, Buhari. But we have forgotten that they have attacked Nigerian Defense Academy, kidnapped a soldier and killed a soldier. And since that time, who was paralyzed? Who was sacked? Who resigned? Nobody. You see, if we want to address this problem, apart from allocated resources to our army, it's also holding the head of those agencies accountable. If a military formation or a police formation is attacked without those terrorists paying their price for it, the head of the agency is supposed to be sacked and replaced with another one. Let whoever takes the seat as a head of an agency know that his continuity on that seat is dependent on him being proactive in terms of making sure his responsibility and duties as head of an agency is well executed. Well, I don't have any information of people having a hand in what's happening, but I believe there are questions which we need to ask ourselves. The terrorists have been collecting money in hundreds of millions of dollars. When they attacked the Greenfield University, Kaduna, they collected over 200 million naira from parents of those students. When they attacked Bethel Baptist High School, Kaduna, they collected close to 200 million. When they attacked School of Agric Mechanization, Kaduna, they collected hundreds of millions. When they attacked a government secondary school, Kankara, government girls secondary school, Kebbi, Federal Government College, Iyauri, and then Government Science College, Kagera, which was my alma mater, and Islamic School in Tegina. They collected hundreds of millions. But you ask yourself, where does this money go? Each time a bandit or terrorist is arrested, you will not see even a shirt of 2,000 naira on his body. There is no mansion owned by terrorists. There is no fleet of expensive cars owned by terrorists. There is nothing to show that these terrorists are the ones who are in control of these finances. So where does all this billion go? Certainly there are forces behind what is happening in this country today. Only on the basis of tracing those funders and sponsors of these terrorist activities can we now have a solution to the problem. I will not say it is totally wrong, but how can a country like this? Kaduna has the largest presence of military locations, and then these bandits are only having their motorcycles and AK-47. They use normal SIM card and phones that we use. Just we have had about $1 billion was withdrawn from excess pool account in the name of security, and we are still unable to crush a riff-raff gangs of bandits with AK-47 on their hands, riding on Cking motorcycles. What explanations are we going to make? The nation has spent over 4.2 trillion naira for defense and security in 7 years. And today, 30 motorcycles carrying 2 to 3 people on each of them with AK-47. They can operate for 1 to 2 hours. Kill those they want to kill, kidnap those they want to kidnap in the place, and then go. And then later you see trucks of military moving to the scene. What are we talking about? In the northwestern part of Nigeria, we don't have a forest. It's a plain savanna. In the 21st century, it's impossible for you to hide anywhere in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not having rocky mountains where a gorilla can hide. We don't have such a thick forest like you have in mangrove forest in southern part of Nigeria, in the Niger Delta area. We don't have them. How can a group of terrorists kidnap over 300 students from Islamia school in Tegina and hide for 3 months in Niger State? Kidnap over 100 students from School of Agric Mechanization Mondo and hide until ransom was paid for them to. When you talk to Nigerian security agencies, they will tell you that we know where they are, we monitor their conversation, we monitor their movement. What stops you from taking an action on it? We have to reach a point in this country where we have to learn to storm kidnappers' den and come. Those who will survive should survive. Because even if you don't storm it, they're still going to kill people. What is stopping Nigeria from setting up a drone station in Suleja, Niger State, outside of Abuja, where all that drones do is to move every day to launch attacks on terrorists? Technology of the 21st century has made it possible for our own communication agencies and security agencies to monitor every call, every movement, whether in the day or in the night. So we cannot monitor the movement of 300 to 400 motorcycles in northern part of Nigeria. Then why are we employing security agencies? Why are we funding them? President Muhammadu Buhari has failed. He came into office with a promise to restore order and security in Nigeria. Insecurity was one of the major issues that was used to bring down Jonathan's administration. In those days, even the insecurity was limited to cities where bombs were planted. But today, neither those in the cities nor those in rural areas have. It is all becoming a terror-infested terrain. That's what Nigeria is becoming today. Let me tell you, you see, we talk too much. Poverty is not an excuse for terrorism. Even though when you compare northerners and southerners, you said southerners, there's more poverty in the north than in the south. But northern Nigerians are richer than the people of Niger, and there is no terrorism in Niger and banditry. People of northern Nigeria are richer than the people of Sudan. People of northern Nigeria are richer than the people of Chad. People of northern Nigeria are richer than people of northern Cameroon. People of northern Nigeria are richer than people of Burkina Faso. People of northern Nigeria are richer than people of Guinea-Bissau and Guinea-Conakry. They are richer than people of Togo. They are richer than people of Cote d'Ivoire. So if those people are poorer than people of northern Nigeria, why was it there is no terrorism, there is only a northern part of Nigeria? The answers are simple. The government has failed. All the security agencies in Nigeria are headed by northerns. I was one of the very few in the early days of this administration. I constantly stood up in the National Assembly to speak on terrorism in the north. There is no insult that I have not received from many of our people in the north. Each time I stood to speak about insecurity in Kaduna, in Zamfara, in Niger, in Sokoto, in Katsina, the people today who are crying about insecurity were the same people who were insulting me as being anti-Buhari or anti-North or pro-South or undermining, trying to destroy northern Nigeria or to destroy Buhari's government. That is it. Today, the same people, at a certain point, it was one of the issues that were used against me. I should not be in Buhari's party because I'm anti-Buhari. Now, where are the friends of Buhari? All those people defending Buhari and telling him lies about security, especially in the north, where are they today? Hiding. That's it. Well, I just see that as a stunt by the opposition. Because to impeach a president is not that easy, especially when you don't have the numbers. And who is going to initiate the impeachment process? The Senate President Amina, because he's the one who will naturally be able to facilitate and coordinate activities of the impeachment, and Bajamiela. So, if those two people are not in tune with the impeachment, that's one. If the majority of the senators from the ruling party, if you can remember some few months ago, many of them wanted to recap. So they went and met with the president and sat down and said they are not decapping again, they want to stay with him. So who is the opposition in the National Assembly doesn't have the numbers to impeach a president, but serving him a notice, at least there will be some moral booster on Nigerians that somebody need to pay a price for what he has done, if that is not been achieved. But the possibility of impeachment is not possible. They have given him 6 months, 6 weeks, and if you look at 6 weeks, they are going on recess. By the time they are back from recess, they are on campaigns. So I that have been in National Assembly, when a senator or group of senators speaks, I'll be able to know what is a fact, what is a fiction. So I simply want Nigerians to think of what that means and not impeaching President Muhammadu Buhari, because if it is possible, let it be done. But it is technically impossible as we have it on the ground now. It's only God that knows who is going to win this election.
Thank you so much for your patience to watch from the beginning to the end. I hope you have learned something from the video you have just watched. The video you have just watched is to bring information to your doorstep and for educational purpose. It is not to demonize anybody. Let us watch continuously and see who can be able to make a sense out of every nonsense we are seeing. We must continue. We move. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We'll kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra is here. Thank you for watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please kindly subscribe to the channel. Click the notification bell so that you're notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you and remain blessed. Bye-bye. See you again.